Joining us now is Lalit Agarwal, who is the Managing Director at VMart. Mr. Agarwal, thank you very much for joining us. The retail sector is at a place where the numbers show good growth, but there is a shift in the consumer demand or the way the consumer is buying. If you can take us through, some of the nuanced changes which are coming in, especially with respect to in cities, what you're seeing, what the trend we have seen is that there's an increase in footfall, but conversion rates are slower there. People are browsing, but are buying less. What is the kind of trend that you have seen at VMart?
Yeah, hi. See, this is a era of aspiration. This is a era of demonstrating more than what you actually have. This is a era of actually building reels and building selfies and creating your imagery, which is both your physical imagery as well as your virtual imagery. Virtually, your imagery is becoming much more larger than the physical imagery. But anyway, I think India, as you know, is a largely a youth nation, and the young India definitely wants to dream more, want to look better, and want to buy more. So, but yes, we as an Indian, we also have a limitation in terms of our per capita spending power, our income levels, and how much can we spend. So there are some challenges which Indian consumers still have. They definitely have a lot to see, a lot of inspiration, but are not able to convert all of that. So they always are on research mode. They always are on this discovery mode. They always are on a lookout mode to find a new value and a new value for their money, what they can get the best. So I think that is what we are seeing, especially in our area. Our customers are largely deeply value-oriented player customers. They are smarter people who want to make their family look good, their home look good, and themselves look good. So they definitely want to look more, explore more, browse more, come and visit more, and then definitely buy. So that is what is happening, and that is a more informed world, which will make that happen more and more as the markets are expanding. The consumer also want to try multiple retailers, try multiple brands, and then go in and boil down to their decisions. So that is what is happening. So researching is taking more time. So what we are seeing in our markets, consumers are having higher aspiration. They do want to consume more, and they are consuming more. But there is definitely an area where they want to look more. They are ensuring their decision. They want to be sure about their decision. They want to be very clear where they should buy, what retailer is apt for them, what fashion is apt for them, what from where and when should they be buying, so that they are able to conserve their pocket well, and they are able to take their decisions right, so that they look smarter in the outside world. And that is what we are seeing. And people are very aspirational. We are seeing huge fashionism coming in from there. People want to be looked upon with the latest trends, with the latest fits, with the latest fashion, and then they want to adopt all of those in and have certain of those kind of pieces in their home or in their wardrobe, so that they are able to keep amazing their friends and keep amazing their families with newer look.
Sir, affordability was always a driver of consumption for value retail. Do you think that the Indian consumer is becoming much more planned and discount driven at this point in time, like waiting for end of season sales is now the norm for many of them, especially the youth, which you spoke about, and also the fact that earlier, you used to have impulse buying. Has that come down a bit?
So I think, there are different kind of consumer segment, and the consumers that we deal in, typically those are lower middle class and middle class consumers. And these people, for us, we believe that they buy maybe 2 or 3 times in a year, or maximum 3.5 times in a year. So for them, waiting for the end of season sale doesn't make sense. They generally buy when there is a need. They generally get into the market when they have money in the pocket, when they are very clear, they have made budgets and they have allocated their budgets, and now they want to spend. So what in our markets we have seen that consumers are largely planned but honest. Go to honest price shop. Go to the retailers which has good pricing available throughout the year. So that is what, as a honest retailer, what we do is we try to attract consumer, and we see higher percentage of sales coming in during new launch season, new seasonal times, and the festival times, because these are the two big areas where consumers consume and buy from us during the launch of new season, which is either summer or winter or monsoon, and the festivities, or then there is a celebration at home. Ki ghar mein shaadi hai, if they want to buy during wedding days, or they want to buy during those festival days or those birthdays which are important for them in those times. So we see very less of those, but yes, we are also seeing growing aspirational, which is impulse buying. So there is a higher level of impulse buying also which comes in. In our market, we are not seeing a lot of trend of end of season sale. Rather, for us, end of season month are generally the weakest month of the year.
Mm-hmm. So, are retailers now aligning their entire pricing to the consumer behavior? In that sense, earlier the lean season used to have all the end of season sales. Now, as you said, that they buy twice or thrice in a year on occasions. Are retailers now pricing their entire product in such a way that it coincides with the kind of buying budget of people, whether it's twice or thrice in a year, or whether it's during a wedding season, or whether it's during around a new school year, or or Diwali or others? Is that converging now?
See, definitely, as you see more and more organized retail becoming bigger in India. So retailers are actually getting more insight, creating a lot of insights, are becoming insightful, are becoming very well planned. They know, and every retailer who are successful knows their customer very well, knows their buying behavior, knows their life cycle of product buying. So they all understand. And I think gradually, if you see, that is how value retail across the globe has grown a lot. Value retail in India is growing a lot. So, and organized value retail is also growing a lot. And we see large part of agile fashion coming into play. So that is very important, because fast fashion is very important. People don't want to wait too much a number of time. People, whenever they are coming out to buy, they want the trendiest product that they want to buy, which is in fashion. So I think all of that retailers are adopting, and all of those retailers who are able to adopt do not need a lot of end of season sale. There is only maybe 1 month where you need to clear out your old season inventory. That is where you put end of season sale. Otherwise, now if you see, the trend is moving in a different direction across the world. It is just not India. It is across the world. Brands which are so-called bigger brands, and which people used to wait for their end of season sale, is no more the case now. We are seeing a lot of international value retailers as well as Indian value retailers who are more on agile fashion, becoming successful, and bigger success. Bigger success is only coming out there. So I think discounts is a way of selling merchandise. There are retailers who run on discount in the entire year. And we see the online world, the e-commerce world, where we see discount as a part of the offering in an entire year. And now the customer understands that a discount is not an original discount. These are all made-up discounts. And made-up discounts are a discount which can excite one time, 2 times, but will not keep exciting every time. So as a belief system, we at V-Mart believe that giving an honest price to the customer right at the day one, creating a best sell-throughs of the product in the first month or the second month, and bringing in the continuous fashion trends and creating a drops every week in the store is very, very important to keep that customer momentum active and keep that fashion freshness active.
The biggest news break of the day. Exclusive that set the primetime agenda. Bringing you stories that matter. News breaks that shake up the system. Join us for the biggest revelation on Blueprint exclusive weekdays at 6 p.m. only on Times Now.
When power evades answers. When spin clouds the truth. One voice cuts through the noise.
When the nation wants to know, it demands the truth, not theatrics. Follow the facts, unfollow the fakery.
The nation wants to know. Weeknights at 7 p.m. only on Times Now.
The biggest news break of the day. Exclusive that set the primetime agenda. Bringing you stories that matter. News breaks that shake up the system. Join us for the biggest revelation on Blueprint exclusive weekdays at 6 p.m. only on Times Now.
When power evades answers. When spin clouds the truth.
What is the kind of a demand that you're seeing for a premium consumer? Are they insulated from any slowdown, or they continue to buy the way it is? And as you said yourself, that now consumer is not waiting for end of season sale, and stores are now keeping discounts of pricing in such a manner that it's one of at the moment kind of discount, or minimum value discounts which are now coming into the concept. Do you think premium consumers are better shielded as compared to value consumers?
See, I mean, definitely there are beliefs and there are processes of every retailer, every brand. And I'm not trying to hurt anyone, but what I am seeing in our market, whatever we are expertised on, I could just comment on those. This is what we have been able to witness in our market. And I think globally, this is the trend that we have been also able to see. That is why maybe brands with an older philosophy, with earlier philosophies, are not growing as much as the brands with the newer philosophy. So I think everybody needs to become agile in this AI world. Everyone needs to keep creating newer stuff, newer time, and then faster. And I think that is what we all are trying to do. The whole supply chain game is becoming much more reactive, much more active, and has to become much more agile. And we are getting a lot of support of digitalization, lot of support of logistic networks to actually get all of this done. There is definitely a lot of disturbances which are being thrown out by the geopolitical situation and the external environment. But yes, as a retailer, I think in large, retailers who are able to serve the customer with the latest trends and latest styles and honest prices and the right prices at the right time are able to succeed more than some of those retailers. Yes, there are brands and there are luxuries and there are people of those particular segment, which is premium or luxury segment, who wants to still follow a brand ethos, be present or want to look like in that particular brand avatar. So there are those kind of customers which contributes maybe 20% or 15% of India, but 85% of India still holds on to value, wants to look good at the best efficient pricing mechanism that they can.
Now, you spoke about the fact that, it's no longer end of season kind of dependence. It's almost like permanent sale where you have certain items always on sale, or value discounts on value buy which comes in. Do you think that can retailers rely on discount-led growth going forward, and whether frequent sales will now be a margin dilutive thing for many of the retailers?
See, I mean, I don't once again look at it as a margin diluter. That is a call that an organization will take. They will want to do a frequent sale only when they don't have a sale, their revenues are degrowing, or they have a large piled up inventory. But for us, it is largely not about that frequent sale is a margin diluter or not, but it is what is your brand? How are you trying to perceive about your brand? What kind of philosophy do you want to emit? What kind of belief system do you want to give to your consumer? And that is what the branding is all about. And I think offering your brand at a lower price or at a confused prices will always distort the brand imagery. I think that is more important. And this is where most of the retailers or brand has to work and are trying to work, so that they try to provide consistent pricing to all the customers at any given point of time. And that is how you will be able to manage the peaks and the lows. Otherwise, you will see a higher peak on certain days, which will create inefficiencies in our retail environment. And we will see some lower sale days, which will create a lot of boredom in our retail stores. So I think we need to really balance that out so that we are having sufficient amount of footfall and sufficient amount of sales during all the months.
Sir, you spoke about aspirations which is there for the youth as of now. Do you think value for money is replacing brand aspirations and that brand loyalty is now less for the new generation?
See, the younger generation definitely is in the new world where for them flicking on an Instagram reel or a post is only a millisecond affair. So they want change so fast. They want to unfollow or follow so fast. And it is definitely a new world which we are seeing with the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas. They definitely are becoming more creative, more innovative, and they have their own value system. So I think there is a brand loyalty, which we have seen. A lot of youth brands have come into power. A lot of youth brand has really worked out because of the brand loyalty of the youth. But they have their own ways of creating a brand. They have their own way of trusting a brand. They have their own way of reinstitutionalizing their thoughts and their ability to or their mindset to be present in their brand regularly. So as long as the brand is aligned to their value system, as long as brand is always up and in line with what they are expecting and give them new every time. So I think definitely loyalty is not going to be so deep, so strong, because we used to remember in our older days when my father used to always take us to one particular shop or one particular that is the shop that was intended for us. But now it is no more a case. It is definitely a more dynamic world, more flexibility is needed with omni-channel, with a lot of ability and new channels opening up in India or in the world. Digital channels are also becoming a big source of buying. And that is creating a lot of agility and movement. Browser movement, tab movement is very easy in the online world. That is how the retail movement and the brand movement is very easy. So we have also seen a lot of customer coming and testing and then moving ahead. So we have seen a lot of labs customer going in. We are trying to retain a lot of those customers, but still customer will always want to experiment some other brand, will always want to look forward to a new brand, will always want to see it, but as long as they are able to deliver quality.